This is Eric Muathe with Muathe.com, January 7th, 2021. You can see here, US markets just opened about 17 minutes ago, but in this video I want to discuss the cryptos. In particular, I want to look at BTC. By the way, we see here S&P 500 just made an all-time high, intraday high today, this morning, and I think this is going to line up with the cryptos because the major markets are also trading at all-time high. So let's go to BTC now. It made an incremental high overnight, and depending on your exchange, today it recorded a fresh all-time intraday high of 38,700 as far as Coinbase is concerned. So 38.7. And remember, guys, this has come on the back of a fantastic move. And as I've been talking about in many of my recent videos, this is a classic example of the power of RSI 69.1. And I'm just going to show you, this is the monthly. It moved above 69.1 at about, let's call it the 15,000 price level. And we can see on the weekly, it moved above 69.1 again. We can see that that entry was sometime in October here during the breakout. And we can see that on the daily, the same thing. RSI has been telling us when it goes on a strong hyperbolic move, holding above again 69.1. Now, because of the nature of this recent move, which is a hyperbolic move in a sense, similar to what it did in late 2017 into early 2018, which is this hyperbolic move. Now, we are seeing the same thing here. So, let's discuss this. And what I'm trying to explain here is because of the nature of a hyperbolic move, there is always a destructive, aggressive phase lower. Now, in this particular instant, Bitcoin would go on to lose 80% of the highs here to here. And so because of this recent hyperbolic move, where we've effectively gone from, let's say, 10,000, which was in September. So we can see 10K pretty much going to, we can call it 38.7K in about 5 months. So this is definitely a hyperbolic move. And what I suspect is going to happen is now the price target, whenever it starts cooling off and records a high, whenever that's going to be, it might not be now, but at some point it's going to stop. It's just going to run out of gas. The target, whenever it makes a high, here are the targets. Initial target, I would say, I'm not even going to go to 38.2. That's too small of a price target to the downside. My price targets are going to start with 50% would be the price target. The next one is 61.8 off the highs. And if it does the same thing it did in 2018, then the price target becomes 80% off the highs. And we are definitely going to get one of these for sure. This one is a given. It's a given. Now, if we use the chart for price targets, here are my price targets on the downside. The first thing would be to test this intraday high from late 2017. And that will bring it all the way back here to 20,000. The next target, in my opinion, would be this breakout here that began this most recent move. That would be the next step on the downside, and that would be coming all the way back aggressively to 12K. Now, if my price targets for the averages US markets, if the US markets turn bearish, if they turn bearish, I would say if the general markets turn bearish, then the price targets for Bitcoin and the general market will be to test the monthly closing low from 2020. In the case of Bitcoin, this would be at 6K. And if the markets are in a funky mood, they might actually test, if not violate, 20's low for general markets, and also for Bitcoin, which would be Bitcoin testing, if not cracking below 4,000. And again, my reasoning here is simply based on the fact that whenever you have a hyperbolic expanded, in a sense, quote unquote, there's no such thing as expanded, but whenever you have such an explosive hyperbolic move, you tend to get the exact opposite action following after a hyperbolic move. And remember, once the sell signal has been activated, the sell program has been activated, expect it to be losing thousands of points on a daily basis. Whenever it's seeing an aggressive down day, I would say even 5,000 on a down day is possible one single day. Anything in that range, we're talking thousands, maybe even more, based on the fact that it's trading at 38,000. So even let's call it a 3% down day is something like a 6% drop. Not a big deal. So expect it to be aggressive whenever it changes its mood. And it will at some point. Right now, the momentum continues to be strong because even on the small time frames, the negative divergence we were seeing has been taken out. For example, take a look at the 4-hourly, where we can see the 4-hourly has also jumped above 69.1 as it attacked this all-time intraday highs right there. So as long as the RSI is above 69.1 on the daily, monthly, weekly, and 4-hourly, expect momentum to be to the upside. And as I've been stating, it's only when we break the RSI lows line at some point, when we break below the RSI lows line, is when we can possibly see a sharp decline of some size. But until we break below SID trend line, RSI lows trend line, expect cryptos to be stable, bullish. And remember, RSI 69.1 power continues to be displayed on the monthly, weekly, daily, and now on the 4-hour. So yes, still momentum for now, but expect at some point in the near future, it's going to change its mood and we're going to see the other side of a hyperbolic move. And so it is. Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. Love light, light love. Namaste.